Time slows as you consider your options. There has to be something you can do. Flirt aggressively.
A sweet thing like yourself ought to watch what you say around folks you've just met.
Why you gotta say it like that, Bobby? Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David. And oh my god, it's happening!
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
It's happening! What's the procedure?
What's the procedure?
Say god! What's the procedure? It's happening! Game that I and many others have been following about Bob Velseb. He finally has a demo out now. So excited! I may have jumped straight out of bed and started recording as soon as I learned. I think the game's only been out for 3 hours. So join me as we play the demo of Tender Lovin' Cannibal.
Breaking news! Fellow news! That's right, alright, fellow news, yes, let's go.
Is that him?
What happened? What's going on? oh, that's horrible. Oh no, and the news! No more breaking tonight! They already broke someone over that, no, that's it! No more news!
Already? I just started up the game. Senor Pelo in my face. This gonna be a good game, Tater. This gonna be a good game. Hues of pink and blue dance in the sky as streaks of sunlight peek through the clouds. The moving truck you rented is finally driving off. A few of your boxes left sitting on the sidewalk beside you. Moving alone is no easy task. Cool. I got jump scared by the sunset. Wishing you had a friend to help you, you haul the rest of the boxes inside and set them down in a nearby closet. Your new home looks barren, just barely made habitable by furniture you've managed to drag through the door. Oh, if only a gigantic man in a red suit would come and help me. Now that your stuff is situated, you're aching for a break.
Wonderful, thanks, Martin.
Voices. Exiting your new home, you trail down the sidewalk. It's lighter out now, though the sun remains hidden by wispy clouds. Very pretty, very nice. A newspaper lands abruptly at your feet, stopping you in your tracks. It's nearly smudged beyond recognition. Despite the weathered state of the page, you attempt to read it. On January 2nd, yet another person was declared missing. Eyewitnesses report the individual having last been seen at the newly reopened family restaurant. Missing? Before you have time to finish reading the concerning headline, an autumn breeze sweeps it away, the cold air nipping fiercely at your skin. Oh, is that me? I'm cute. You can't help but shiver at the sensation. Maybe it would have been smart to wear an actual coat today. No! We don't wear coats in the winter. I sweat too easily. Your walk continues, albeit with a quickened pace thanks to this newly gained information. Cute. The quiet doesn't last long, as you hear the faint rumbling of a car engine steadily growing louder. Slow down, boys! Slow down, boys! Boys! Oh, geez. You turn as the vehicle abruptly screeches to a halt beside you. Uh-oh. Are these the two policemen? These guys look too shifty to be those two. If the discomfort of the biting chill wasn't enough, the car doors quickly burst open. Am I being detained? Who are you fools? Two police officers get out of the vehicle, chatting amongst themselves as they approach you. Great. Once the officers come closer, it becomes apparent that neither of them wear a badge. Oh. Who are you two collective heads of knuckle? Their bare-bones blue uniforms at least help distinguish them from normal citizens.
You there! Excuse me! I've got some questions to ask.
I didn't know everyone was voiced. Whose voice is that? I know the actual Bob Velseb voice actor is in this game. To call this sudden would be an understatement, Is this about that time you stole a candy bar? You were just a kid. Yeah. Is there something you need?
What do you know about the disappearances in this town? You're not the kidnapper, are you?
What?
Break yourself, fool!
Why are you pointing a gun and or a pipe at me, sir? Oh. The officer's tirade is cut off when their partner, already looking completely fed up with the situation, slaps them on the back of the head. Thank you. Disappearances? Kidnapper? Who, me? That was enough to make anyone's heart rate spike. Before the panic sets in too much, the other officer speaks up in a calmer, more soothing voice.
Sorry about my partner there. They can get a bit intense around people, especially given everything that's been happening.
It's okay. I guess I would be pretty high-strung too, with all that's going on. The cop awkwardly scratches the back of his head.
Yeah. And with things being so rough, we have to be extra careful. So, I'm gonna need to see some ID.
And make it snappy.
Shush.
I haven't got my ID. Sorry. Both officers look perplexedly at you. Before the confusion can turn to suspicion, you speak again. I just moved here. That's why. I can still give you my information. My name is... Clever way of entering your name, being interrogated by two cops that don't have a badge. You know what? Actually, what I should say? Dang it. I was gonna write in, I don't feel comfortable speaking to you without a lawyer. The policeman lowers his glasses, grinning at you over the tinted frames.
Sounds good. I'll keep that in mind, pal.
By the way, I prefer to go by she, her.
I see. Thanks for letting me know.
The shorter officer looks you up and down as you speak, visibly trying to memorize your appearance.
Since you're apparently new around here, I'll give you this bit of advice.
Why is that guy sweating so much?
Be careful. My partner wasn't joking when they said people have been going missing.
We've got our eyes on you, buckaroo. If we hear you've tried any funny business, we're reporting you to the chief right away.
No. My shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Oh no, we shouldn't pass the case to him. He's grumpy enough as it is.
We won't have to if the newbie behaves.
You guys are dropping lore. Without another word, the policemen hop back into their vehicle. The tires squeal a shrill tune when the car tears off down the road, leaving you in a cloud of dust. Coughing as the car disappears into the distance, you're a bit shaken by the confrontation. Wow, I've been here for less than a day and I'm already getting profiled. Well, I mean, there is a crazy murderer going around, probably more than one. To add on to everything else, your empty stomach is growling insistently. Unpacking took longer than expected, leaving no time for breakfast. It's safe to say you're starving. Maybe I should get something to eat before I head home. Your brow furrows as you wonder what places are open and within walking distance. Before you can begin your journey to hunt down a food spot, the sound of excited chatter catches your attention. I'm so cute in this. I want to wear that. You come to a halt in front of a large glass window. Curing meats hang on display, and just past it, you can see a bunch of happy patrons. Burgers? They're probably cheap and filling enough. What could possibly go wrong? Let me just save real quick. Let me just save. Always save after a character says what could possibly go wrong. Oh no. Him big. The wanted poster on the far left. I think it says, what the fluff? He's out again? Wait a minute. Is that Mabel over there? Is that Mabel Pines? Mabel Pines, is that you? With renewed enthusiasm, you push the glass door open as a bell jingles cheerfully from above. Upon entering, you're pleasantly greeted with a warm and aromatic atmosphere. Various people sit in the diner, making small talk and enjoying their food. Like clockwork, The chatter is drowned out by a voice calling out from further in the building.
Just a minute, please. I'll be with you shortly.
The light southern accent mixed with his deep tones sounds like butter, savory and smooth. Oh no. Why do I feel like... I'm gonna be called out by this game for loving Bob Velseb too much. The man it belongs to has a big toothy grin. It almost seems too big to be genuine. What? You don't trust that guy? That looks like a very trustable guy. Yet here he stands, happily taking orders and humming a soft tune to himself. A badge is pinned to his chest, proudly displaying his name. Bob. Bob's a good guy.
Sorry about that. What can I get for you?
Burgers. Hamburgers, please. I am kind of hungry. I literally did just jump out of bed as soon as I heard this game was out. His over-the-top smile brings chills down your spine. You ignore it as best as you can while you take a moment to properly browse the menu. Jelly meal, Krabby Patty. Bob's Special? Ugh. I'd like Bob's Special. I don't even know what that would imply. What's the special, Bob? Ooh, made with love? Hot achievements? You hesitantly point to your menu item of choice. Having a small notepad already out, the employee nods and jots down your order before casting his gaze back towards you. Your heart skips a beat listening to him speak.
Sure. No problem, darling. Anything else?
A nice big side plate of you, sir. The nickname rolls effortlessly off his tongue. Heat rises in your cheeks, making you sputter in response as you try to think of anything other than the impromptu endearment. Loco Cola. Yeah, that's everything. The last sentence came out much quieter than you had intended. The employee's eyebrows raise, his expression unreadable for a fleeting moment. He suddenly squints, and his smile widens before he bursts into a hearty laugh. You give him a smile in return. His laughter soon subsides, but its warmth remains.
Say, I ain't never seen you here before. You new in town?
Like no joke, I would be so flustered and flirting. You lean against one of the bar stools, humming to yourself in thought before settling your arms on the cool marble counter. What if I am, big guy?
That's great. The town's always been too quiet for my taste. It'll be nice to have someone around who can shake things up.
Me? You'll probably forget I'm even here. I'm in my room. I'll try not to let you down. Anyway, I got here this morning and was feeling too lazy to cook, so here I am.
Well then, nice to meet you. It ain't often people come around these parts anymore.
He hesitates, looking as though he wants to say more.
Your food will be done in a sec. Why don't you take a seat? After all, you must be tired.
He looks nice enough. Maybe even someone you'd want to get to know more. Your thoughts are cut short when you realize you're still standing at the front. Yeah, you're right. I'll go, but thank you for being so nice.
Of course.
You smile to yourself as you push away from the counter, leaving to find an empty booth close by. You sit down at a corner booth, idly observing the table setting. Salt and pepper shakers, an old napkin dispenser, and a laminated menu fail to catch your interest. There's also some dull scratches along the surface of the booth. You squint slightly, trying to make out some sort of faded writing, only snapping back to attention when a plate of food is set down in front of you.
Here you go, hon.
I'm going to giggle like a mouse every time he calls me a nickname. Thanks.
While I'm here, you need anything else?
Well, apologize for the slow order. It wasn't that slow, was it? I wanted to apologize for earlier, taking so long to order. I didn't mean to hold up the line like that. Bob waves dismissively. His demeanor seems unshakable, even when sheer awkwardness is staring him dead in the face.
Think nothing of it, sweetheart. I've seen folks take much longer to buy way less.
When he finally turns from you and walks away, you can hear him humming a tune to himself. It's unrecognizable to you, and barely audible beneath the music playing from the diner speakers. Maybe you'll get a chance to ask him about it soon. Is that some subtle foreshadowing? With a sigh of resignation, you grab your burger with one hand and check your phone with the other. Burger. No messages. Nobody's checked up on you since you moved away. Your family has given you very little apart from radio silence and some pocket change. And trauma. Don't forget about the trauma. Even though it's pretty discouraging, at least you're starting to connect with people here. Maybe this is where you can start fresh. You slide your phone into your pocket and stand up from your booth, waving goodbye to the cashier. Upon exiting the diner, you're instantly met with a cold gust of wind that spreads goosebumps down your arms. Nani? Bob Tsunemiku? That looks like a really fun costume. I want to dress up as Bob Tsunemiku. Once you check the time on your phone, the display confirms it to be late afternoon. You start walking at a brisk pace, feeling full of food and ready to explore. Dozens of nondescript stores line the street, none of them capturing your interest. At one point, you even end up passing by the police station and mentally note its location. As you're marching down the sidewalk, you spot a colorful building. Pictures of delicious sweets cover the windows. Beckoned by the call of tantalizing treats, you start approaching the door. Unfortunately, mere seconds before you open it, a group of teens rush out. They slam into you, nearly knocking you to the ground in the process. Heaps of candy spill from their hands and bags. The shortest one recovers first, glaring up at you as his friends frantically salvage their fallen candy.
Hey! Watch it!
Another boy, this one wearing a beanie, shushes him before politely addressing you.
Sorry about that. We gotta go.
Quickly gesturing to his friends, the group grabs what remains of the candy before running off. You blink, staring at the dust cloud the group has kicked up in their wake. What was that all about? You shrug off the encounter as you push open the door. You smell an intoxicating aroma of sugar. Kevin! Aww. Once you enter, you see an employee frantically sweeping a candy-littered floor. Oh, that's not Kevin? Yeah, I thought they looked a little different. Not Kevin! She twitches at the sound of the door closing behind you and looks at you with wide, worried eyes. After a moment, she seems to calm down.
Welcome to the Candy Club. My name is Kelsey. How may I help you?
Aw, not Kevin, but Kelsey. Cute. Do you need help? You don't look good, sis. Do you need help? This place looks trashed. And why is there a happy fella inside that thing?
Oh, no. I'm fine. Silly me left the store unattended. Again.
Aw.
I stepped outside for a smoke break that I had no business taking. Then boom. Before you know it, disaster strikes.
She sighs, sullenly looking down at the floor. Aw.
This is the third time this month those brats stole candy!
The candy on the floor looks suspiciously similar to the treats you'd seen in those teens' hands. It's safe to assume the poor clerk had just been robbed, and you watched the perpetrators get away. What am I gonna do, tackle a kid? I can help clean up if you want, or I can pay for whatever they stole. I don't have much, though. Aww. Kelsey's eyes light up. She grips the broom tightly, beaming with newfound gratitude.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe you'd do something like that.
Aww. You help collect the wasted candy and deposit it into the trash, while Kelsey restocks what was stolen. With some time and elbow grease, the floor looks spick and span. I guess I should pay for that candy now.
You really don't have to do that. I'll just put it on their tab.
Candy tab.
One of their moms always pays for what they steal. She's a real handful.
Oh yeah, I forgot. One of their the middle kid. His mom is rich, isn't she? Well, I'd still feel bad if I came here and didn't get anything. Where are the nerds' gummy clusters? Or Kusagai strawberry gummies. Instead, you pluck a bag of mixed candy off a nearby shelf. Various wrapped chocolates and toffees rattle inside as you place the package on the counter. Kelsey drops her broom, letting it clatter to the floor as she quickly ducks behind the register to ring up your purchase. Oh, she's so happy.
And will that be all?
You mistake me, Kelsey. What you may have heard is that I said I want a lot of Nerds Gummy Clusters. What I meant is I want all of your Nerds Gummy Clusters. She lowers her voice secretively.
You don't have to buy anything more. It's just the store's policy to say that every time.
Yeah, that's all. Can or shouldn't overdo it. Your declaration is bold and loud, just for the sake of duping any security cameras nearby. Kelsey giggles at your acting prowess before ringing up the package of candy and handing it back. Money changes hands, with you leaving a bit of change behind as a tip for her. Aww. She certainly deserves it after the day she's had. As your interaction with the cashier comes to a halt, you take one final look around the store. You absolutely have to come back in the future. The collection of sweets is super impressive. And... wait. Yeah, are you seeing the doll in the thing over there? Something doesn't feel right. Oh. Your eyes dart back to the windows at the front of the building, allowing you to just barely catch a glimpse of the silhouettes moving beyond the plane. Oh, those guys! A formation of fleeting figures is the only thing you can really make out before they vanish from sight. Taking a couple steps away from the cash register and closer to the window, your eyes narrow as you try to figure out where they went.
Hey, are you okay?
I just saw some suspicious hooded characters. Still unsettled, you whirl around to face her. Yeah, I just... Kelsey clings to the counter, startled by the sudden alarm. Stop it! This time, the sudden noise causes you both to jump. Before you get the chance to ask Kelsey what the beeping was, she starts ushering you towards the back door. She even goes as far as to snag her previously discarded broom to shoo you away. Hey, what the...
Quick, you have to go before my coworker finds out I was slacking off. And I have to finish cleaning that mess.
Her borderline rambling mixed with the occasional pokes of the broom make it impossible for you to get a word in edgewise. What? The sugar is a lie, the sugar is a lie! Stop writing on what? Lamau. Before you know it, you're shoved out into the alleyway. The back door slams shut behind you, and you can faintly hear Kelsey call out to you from the other side.
Sorry, and it was nice meeting you. Take care!
Aw, why'd you have to put me out the back door? What a rushed conversation. That cashier might actually have been more high-strung than the police. Well, I mean, there are a bunch of, murder kidnappings happening, and a shady hooded group running around. Now, alone in the dingy back street, you look up and spot the darkening sky above you. Time definitely got away from you while you were talking to Kelsey, and it's best to head home before it gets too dark out. Navigating your way out of the literal maze of roads is a real challenge, but eventually you make your way back home. First thing I notice is the little cinder paler-looking spark plugs. And the Springtrap portrait. Have I been to Five Nights at Freddy's? The stars twinkle above you as you stumble inside, drained by the eventful day. With exhaustion at the forefront of your mind, you quickly make your way towards your bed. You're out like a light before your head can hit the pillow. But your sleep is by no means a dreamless one. Am I gonna have dreams of cute red guys? Ooh. A vast expanse lays stretched out before you. Grasses and weeds seem to writhe and curl beneath your feet, never slowing, never stopping. The ground feels unstable, the sky somehow off. Chancing a glance upwards is like staring off into a yawning abyss, a chasm accompanied by countless and fathomless things. That world up there is far beyond the world down here, but echoes of it still sing a droning melody to you. It's beautiful. A sense of loneliness persists, but you're not alone. Surely not, in a place as large as this, right? I mean, those stars are really pretty. Oh wait, doesn't the stars mean something in the spooky month? Don't the stars mean something? These stars are way different from the usual constellations found littering the astral realm. The longer you look at them, the more you realize they're an odd shade of blue. Yeah, those! What's going on with these mountains? These mountains? Far beyond wherever you are now, a monolithic mountain range blocks your way. Even if you had the mind to see where the path leads, it would take forever to make it anywhere. And who knows what's hiding in those hills. Grass. Veiling the ground, a thick fog spreads far into the mountains. Where is it coming from? Every gasp for breath is shallow. You're starting to get dizzy. Yeah, what those eyes up there? Are you sure you want to keep looking at the stars? No. Let me just save. Alright, let's take a gander at those stars. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, sure. Whoops. Oh no. Oh dear. Novis oculis? Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. A sudden breeze whips through the field, causing the grass to rattle in an ominous chorus. The silent chill that follows pierces through your skin and into your very bones. The night is peaceful, but its bitterness is unrelenting. Your eyes flutter a little. Endless quiet engulfs your senses. The desire for sleep is hard to overcome. But I'm already asleep. Or am I? Laying down on the soft grass and staring into nothingness, it's a nice way to go. Go? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Go. Go where? Where? A cluster of stars above twinkle merrily at your plight. They whisper to one another, giggling and looking at you all the while. You look back at them, determining how you will respond. What up? What up, stars? What do you say to the stars? I'm nervous. What's up? I don't know if this is the way to decipher it. Did I accidentally summon something? No? Yes? Your conversation seems to stretch on into infinity. Keeping track of your own words becomes a long-forgotten need. The world unravels around you as you slowly slip away into an impossible deep sleep. Am I dead? Am I dead? Am I dead before I got to smooch Bob? No, espoir! Wake up! Am I not dead? Well, having a dream about communicating with the cosmos. Wakefulness doesn't come easily. It crawls back into your mind like a wounded animal, hesitant and weak. The world around you only appears as blurred shapes and contours before the finer details come back into focus. I just gotta put on my glasses. A bead of sweat runs down your face, burning hot yet feverishly cold. It feels like you're sick, but that can't be right. You were fine before going to bed. That's what happens when you get the seasonal allergies and you sleep with the window open. Your hands are littered with divots imprinted into your flesh. Judging by the hints of blood beneath your fingertips, this was your own doing. Did you have a nightmare? No need to dwell on that. There are things you need to do today, right? You should get ready to go.
Wah! Wah! That's a lot of clickables, boss.
All right. Everything in the house that's worth stealing is nestled safely in here. This cabinet alone is responsible for half of the keys on your keyring. That's because it contains your hats. Beanies of varying shades, clips, pins, and other headwear are all lined up in neat rows. You'd buy a set of foam heads to put them on, but there's not enough room. You take down your favorite accessory and put it on your head. The shelves haven't been filled. Your book's still tucked away in one of the many unpacked boxes. You'll get to them eventually, just not today.
What's this lamp doing?
It's just a cheap lamp. It has a crack on one side, but you've angled it so the fracture is facing the wall at all times. Dresser? Inside are a few knickknacks, mostly easy access stuff. A box of tissues, some paper clips, a spare phone case. There's also a pair of earrings that you quickly put on. Thankfully, they're made of a material you aren't allergic to. Bed? The bed is made, or close to it anyways. It's not unbearable to look at, despite how much you tossed and turned last night. Its sheets are dotted with blood, but that can be cleaned up later. Taking a peek beneath the edge of the bed reveals a couple of pairs of shoes. You select the most comfortable pair and slip them on.
Get this sunlight out of here.
You close your curtains. Not only is it for the sake of your privacy, but your safety as well.
What's this painting doing?
It's a little bunny, staring at you, judgmentally.
Oh, so it's Robbie the Rabbit?
Don't you have things to do?
Better hop to it. Who's this person here?
It's just a normal photograph. Why are you so focused on this again?
But whom is this person? Alright, what's this plant doing?
An ancient succulent. It's in need of water.
Yeah, sure.
In a last-ditch effort to save your little friend, you run to the kitchen and fill a glass with water. After dumping the stuff into the succulent soil, you breathe a sigh of relief as its withered leaves visibly perk up. Oh, only a little, though. An outlet? You've been tempted to stick a fork into outlets before, but you're old enough to know better.
What's in the dressers?
You don't own enough outfits to really warrant a wardrobe. Until you find your footing, your clothes are folded and kept in here. After a bit of digging, you find a clean pair of pants and a fine shirt. Sweet!
Put on my spooky month Halloween dress on November the 3rd. Yeah, what's this dummy mannequin puppet here?
It's just a mannequin. It's usually testing out the latest styles, but right now it's fairly underdressed.
I don't think I know anyone who just has a mannequin in their house.
The shelves aren't yet filled. Your book's still tucked away in one of the many unpacked boxes,
like this one that says this way and it's in the wrong way.
Lamp? A fluorescent desk light, perfect to illuminate the finer details of whatever you decide to read. Chair? Your comfiest chair. Its legs have somehow survived some unfortunate impacts while it was being moved in here. If you squint hard enough at your door jamb, there's still a faded scratch or two from those incidents. What's this? Upon further inspection, you find your house keys wedged into a gap in the cushions. How did those get there? After you've put together the most important pieces of your outfit and gotten your keys, you determine that you're ready to leave. Breakfast can be sorted out later.
Hey, don't you go without breakfast.
Sunlight embraces you as you step outside, momentarily blinding you at the same time. It takes a bit before your vision clears, forcing you to blink away the bright spots that take ages to fade. Now that you're finally out of the house, memories of locations and streets come flowing back. You can choose where to go more easily than yesterday. Let's go see Bobby. But, home? Cheese, crackers, and olives. Ooh. But Bobby, let's go see Bobby. Seeing some grounding normality from whatever it is you had dreamed about the night prior, you make your way over to Boys and Grills. The diner opens up before you as you slip inside. A consistent hum of low chatter fills your ears, coming from the crowd around you. Beyond the sea of social anxiety, you hear the sound of Bob calling out orders as he works the grill. Is he alone? Does he not have a busboy? Does he need one? Does he man the register and make the Is he really alone? Now, you need to figure out what to do to catch his attention. Let's get in line. Let's not be crazy here. Cutting in front of the other customers to try to flag Bob down is out of the question. Joining the line is the most polite thing to do, and it'll be easier to get Bob's attention that way. And to get a delicious boiga. Sliding in behind the last person in the line, you patiently wait. And wait. And wait. Oh no! And wait. Oh no! The voice of the cashier snaps you out of your daze, making you jolt as the employee speaks to you. Oh, okay, is he not alone?
Welcome to Boys and Grills. What can I do for you?
Sorry, I just need
Hey!
to... You lean around the confused employee, spotting Bob not too far away. Waving to catch his attention, you frantically move your arm about in the hopes that he notices. Thankfully, he does, before you make a fool out of yourself again. Well, who's that cutie pie there?
It's great to see you again, darling. What brings you around here?
You pause for a moment, arm no longer flailing, before summoning the courage to speak. Maybe we could chat, if that's not a bother, I mean. Despite your best efforts, a lack of certainty is evident in your voice. Bob looks fixedly at you for a moment before his face returns to its usual smile.
I'll tell you what, my break starts in about...
He trails off as he glances at the diner's clock.
10 minutes. I'll chat all you like then. Deal?
Sure, see you then. Let's get a boiga. Bob returns to his spot by the grill. The time slowly ticks by as you watch the patrons finish their food, then trickle out the door one by one. When about 5 minutes have passed, this people-watching session is interrupted by the approach of an employee. They wear a similar uniform to Bob, but a far different expression on their face.
Hey, you've been here for a hot minute. Can I get you anything or show you to a different seat?
Vivina? Pretty, are you trying to kick me out, Vivina?
This booth is usually reserved for families.
Me sitting all alone in a gigantic booth. Oh, sorry. I'm waiting on someone. It won't take long. He should be here in just a few minutes. The employee squints at you for a moment. Then they shrug.
Right. Sorry for the trouble then. If you need anything, wave me over and I can take your order.
Burgers. Must have burgers. Without waiting for another response, the employee turns and walks off towards another occupied table. Thankfully, the rest of your wait is quite uneventful. Customers come and go in droves, but none of them try to initiate conversation. Some other employees spare you passing glances, but even they leave you alone. Good to know Bob's not alone here. The wanted poster. Guys, this is so for real. We want him so bad. He is so hot. He kills people, though, so capture him. They're so real for that. Once enough time has passed, you don't notice a shadow being cast over you until the man responsible for it waves awkwardly to get your attention.
Sorry for being late. I hope I didn't make you wait too long.
He waits for you to gesture that he's welcome to sit before he settles into the seat in front of you.
The name's Bob, though I bet you could have figured that out by reading my nameplate.
He pauses before holding his hand out for you to shake. Shake his hand. Shake his gigantic, lovingly meaty hand. I mean, this is supposed to be an introduction, right? I'm Espoir. Nice to meet you. You return the handshake with some amount of vigor, a practiced gesture used in quite a few past job interviews. It was never charming enough to land you the gig, but Bob appears more than satisfied by your show of politeness.
Pleased to meet you. The name sure suits a face like yours.
Bob, stop! His compliment is just as surprising as it is flattering. Without a response ready, you fidget a little with your hands, muttering words of gratitude under your breath.
Anyways, you said you were new here? You been here long or what?
Nah, I actually moved in yesterday.
Really now?
You nod in affirmation. Once I get done unpacking, I thought it'd be a good idea to explore. After some wandering, well, I ended up here. Turns out this is the closest food joint to my house. Lucky me.
You don't say. A lot of customers have been turning up like that. Wanderers are great for business, but y'all sure can wear a fella out.
Bob, your burgers are so good, Bob. I need them. Aw, sleepy Bob. Bob rubs one of his eyes as he yawns, clearly exhausted from today's shift.
Speaking of which, anything catch your eye so far in this town?
You! That's a tough one to answer. But if I had to choose something that stood out to me so far, it would be... you! I mean, come on. It's why I've been waiting for this game for a year. Come on. Make up something random. No, you. Him, big. Him, cute. Him, have nice smile. Him, big. Him, can cook good. Him, husband. You give Bob a mischievous smile, leaning in slightly closer. If I had to pick, it'd be you.
Say again?
He blinks a few times. Maybe that was coming on a bit too hard, a bit too strong, a bit too creepy. I mean, it's not a lie, and I'm definitely not a liar. He blinks a few times, freezing in his seat. He looks as if he's misheard you. I think you're interesting.
Do you now?
A slow smile makes its way across Bob's face. He seems eager to respond to the opportunity he's been given.
A sweet thing like yourself ought to watch what you say around folks you've just met.
Why you gotta say it like that, Bobby?
I could be dangerous, you know.
So can I. Normally, this kind of response would make you laugh. Instead, you find yourself paying a bit more mind. The same could be said about me. Yeah, me and this Espoir in the game, we're like this. We're like connected. He tilts his head in interest, staring for a moment too long before bursting into laughter.
You? I might as well be shaking in my boots.
You don't know me very well, do you, mister? I can be very dangerous. Actually, no, I'm 5'1". He would trample me.
Give me a good scare, then we'll talk.
Boo. A lull in conversation follows soon after your words. The silence is by no means tense, but as Bob starts looking around the diner, you're made painfully aware that it needs to be filled somehow. Think, Espoir, think. Don't start talking about the intricacies of Revolutionary Girl Utana. Hey, Bob. What's your favorite color? Wow, really pulling out all the stops here. Hey, that's a good conversation starter. Thankfully, Bob doesn't look too pressed about the quality of your icebreaker.
Oh, red for sure. It stands for danger, but also courage. What about yours?
Hey, red also stands for passion and love. Purple. Where's purple? Yeah, purple.
Why's that?
It's the color of royalty, of status, of culture. And it's the color of my hair. Did you know it's associated with the elite? The dyes used to make purple clothes were so expensive, only royalty could afford it.
That's a well-known fact, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah. Well, do you have a better one? He taps his chin thoughtfully as he attempts to think up some relevant trivia.
Ah, I've got it. Did you know organic foods that are purple in color tend to contain a chemical called anthocyanin? The stuff comes from plants, but it's got loads of antioxidants too. It's good for cattle. It makes their meat fattier.
Ooh. So what you're saying is that if I see purple meat, I should definitely eat it?
What? I wouldn't recommend eating purple meat, actually.
Aww. Antioxidants aside, I'm pretty sure purple meat can still be eaten. Close to rotten, sure, but there's definitely worse stages of decay. Alright, you've lost me, Espoir. You've lost me, Espoir, in the game. I don't like putting weird stuff in my mouth. I've heard of people eating meat that was so rotten it gave them hallucinations. Sounds fun.
Can't say I've heard of that one. Color me surprised.
This guy. The pun isn't at all lost on you. You should be a comedian instead of flipping patties for a living. Bob seems oblivious to the possible sarcasm of your comment.
Comedian? Nah, not for me. Cooking is my first love. Everything else is just plain second fiddle. But in all seriousness, don't eat purple meat.
Oh, alright. Only because you said so. Ooh, are there achievements for each color? Another natural pause forms in the conversation. Perhaps Bob's in awe of your fantastical fun facts, or maybe he's just a little bored. Either way, he speaks up once more after a beat of silence.
Say, what do you think about Halloween? It's personally my favorite holiday.
Who's not a fan of Halloween? I love Halloween. I got my spooky dress on. I've still got tons of Halloween visual novels to play up until like Christmas. I love Halloween. The decorations, the costumes, the trick-or-treating, haunted houses and all that stuff. Being able to blast the soundtrack of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Bob nods along in hearty agreement.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, if only the rest of the town celebrated it longer. As soon as Halloween's over, these folks get rid of their jack-o'-lanterns and rush to decorate the Christmas tree.
I know, right? What's up with that? I feel that. It's like the decorations disappear as soon as November 1st hits. At least the candy goes on sale the next day. He brightens up a bit at the mention of candy.
Good point. It's the perfect chance to stock up on some sweets. But it's still a shame they skip right to Christmas.
I know. What about Thanksgiving? What about greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey, lambs, rams? You name it. So just celebrating Halloween together? Yeah, but at least we could celebrate Halloween together.
Oh? I might have to take you up on that. But what would the plans be?
Wear costumes, eat popcorn and candy while watching mildly scary movies because I'm a big scaredy cat and cannot watch scary movies. Costumes. What if we pick out our costumes together?
Costumes, you say?
Yeah. Yes? At the mention of costumes, Bob's smile fades away. Did you say something wrong? Oh. That constant eye contact usually seems like a sign he's paying attention, but without his grin, it feels more like he's staring right through you. Bob? To help cope with the unease, you add yet another suggestion. Maybe we could match. In a sudden return to form, he cackles a bit.
A big, fat, grown man in a costume.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Sure. I doubt there are any costumes my size, though.
We could make you one. Bob seems to be taken by surprise.
What am I gonna be anyways? Frankenstein's monster?
Actually, I was thinking a giant Cheshire cat. Or I could make him dress up like Ashton. Oh, I gotta draw that. You'll see when Halloween comes up.
All right then. Keep your secrets.
Haunted house? What if we went to a haunted house? Oh, that would be so much fun, actually.
Nah, I've been to 'em 100 times. Didn't even scare me the first time.
Aw. Yeah, but what if you have a 5'1" weeaboo dressed as Anthe Himamia clinging to your arm when she gets scared of the smallest thing?
But I guess if you need someone to hold your hand, I wouldn't mind going with you.
I'm not a baby. I am very baby.
If you say so. But I've gotta warn you, them folks behind the haunted house mean serious business. The guy in charge makes it his life's mission to scare the devil out of you. And then some. Not that it's ever worked on me, but you get the idea.
You're sweating a bit there, Bob. Pumpkin carving? We could carve pumpkins together and see who can make the spookiest one.
I like a challenge. Though my carving skills are unmatched.
Bob, why you gotta say it like that? Don't get too cocky.
I'm just being honest.
As another lull in the conversation forms, you take a moment to stretch. Having sat down for so long makes your joints creak and groan, but movement is fairly effortless until... Pain! Oh, did I do it? Ow? Did I do my back too hard 'cause I'm 30? Without warning, a burning pain rips through your skin on your fingers. You let out a hiss, unthinkingly clenching your hands and reopening once-forgotten lesions in the process. Oh yeah, my hands were all clawed up.
Are you okay? Something wrong with your hands?
Don't worry, it's just eczema. I just woke up with them like this.
You could have told me earlier instead of just sitting there in pain. Here, I've got some bandage you can use.
Oh, pulling out a Is it purple? 'Cause my favorite color's purple. Pulling out a purple bandage out of his pocket, he reaches out and carefully takes hold of your hand, treating it as though it was made of glass. His intense eyes scan the injuries, pupils dilating at the sight of your blood. Gulp. Your breath briefly catches in your throat at both the surprising gesture and the piercing gaze directed your way. Hey! Bob! A chill rolls down your spine, goosebumps prickling the skin of your arms. But, Bobby? Bobby! The sound of your voice seems to snap him out of whatever daze he's in. You accept the bandage with a nod and put pressure on the worst of the gouges. Thankfully, the rest are far smaller and will heal in no time. That's okay, and thanks for this. I appreciate it. When you smile gratefully at him, the red hue on Bob's face seems to grow even stronger.
You're welcome, darling.
Porque? Why? Bob yelps with surprise when the piercing sound of an air horn suddenly rings out from behind the register. It brutally pierces through your quiet moment, leaving some of the diner's patrons wincing and covering their ears. You and Bob look to find the source of the racket, only to see the cashier waving frantically.
Break's over, Bob. Wrap it up and get back here.
All right, fine. I'll be there in a bit. Turn that damn thing off!
Yes, please! Bob shakes his head at the employee's interruption before pushing himself up from the seat.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, baby. No, it's fine. I've taken up quite a bit of your time anyway.
Maybe so, but it ain't a bother. It's wonderful having someone like you to talk to.
Since the feeling is mutual, I'll be sure to stop by more. He laughs before wiping his hands off in his apron.
You better.
Might come in with a wedding ring next time. You're left sitting there when Bob returns to the register and is instantly reintegrated into the hustle and bustle of the diner. After taking another look around the diner and noticing the horde of customers, you finally get up from your booth. Did you come in here and not have burger? Bob gives you a final nod of acknowledgement before you make it out the door. Oh, there's more. Nice. Okay, let's go to the candy club. Ring pop, cute. Kelsey stands behind the counter. She blows out a puff of air as she stares off at the wall. Hey, why did you bash me out the back door? Hiya. How have you been, Kelsey? She perks up when she hears your voice, straightening her posture. Her eyes sparkle as she sees you enter.
Oh, nice to see you again. I've been doing okay. Just tending to the shop as usual.
Silence rings as you both stare at each other. The conversation needs a topic. How have you slept? You sleep good? I didn't. How did you sleep last night?
Oh? Well, I slept fine. Even with my dreams.
Dreams or nightmares?
No, not nightmares.
She looks uncertain.
It's a recurring dream I've been having for years. It's not scary, per se, but it's not pleasant.
Want to talk about it? Kelsey looks more nervous than before, twirling the gold ring on her finger. She fails to hold eye contact, instead looking at the wall of pink and white.
No, it's fine. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the dream is just bright. Blinding, even. It's been years. I still have no idea what to make of it.
That's an odd way to describe a dream. Bright? Blinding? Why does that seem familiar? Oh yeah. Dreams are weird. You can never tell what they're going to be, I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
So, how's your day been? How's your day been so far? Kelsey looks up at you, shock written on her face.
I'm just very, very busy.
Aw. Kelsey winces a little as she breathes through her teeth.
You know, with keeping this place together and my personal life. It's a lot for a person to handle. I'm probably overworking myself. That's all. What about you? How have you been?
Well, I just flirted with a gigantic, cute guy who may or may not be a killer. I don't know. He said he's very good at carving. I'm fine, just exploring this place a bit. I'm still new in town. One day doesn't change much. How long have you been here? She seems pleased that someone genuinely asked her about herself. Aww.
I've lived here my whole life. In the same house I grew up in. The rest of my family.
Kelsey pauses for a moment, a somber glimpse in her eyes.
They moved away. It's no problem, though. I don't need pity. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant.
Please, no, rant more. I'm sorry to hear that.
Like I said, it's no problem.
What's those teens doing? Did those teens ever come back?
I'm surprised you remember that. No, they didn't. At least not during my shift.
That's good. Can't have them putting you out of business. You chuckle at your clever remark. Kelsey giggles as well.
I heard from a coworker that Roy's mom came by later and slammed a check on the counter as compensation.
Her words are cheekily whispered to you, like you're a special confidant. Which one was Roy again? I never caught their names.
Roy's the short one with the cap on. He's kinda the ringleader of the group.
The leader? He looks like he's in elementary school.
Maybe it's 'cause his parents spoil him rotten. The other kids are nicer.
It's cute that they kinda chill him down a bit. Yeah, one of them apologized before running off. Hopefully they won't be committing crimes next time I see them.
I don't know much about them other than that. They usually hang around in their little gang, as they put it.
Aww. You want me to make them apologize to you?
Oh, no, that's okay. I'd rather it be them that steals things than some other crazy person.
Which one? If you say so, I'll keep an eye out for them anyway. So, about these kidnappings. After a moment's pause, your mind strays back to the disappearances you've heard about. Can I ask you a weird question?
Sure. What is it?
Do you think this town is safe? Kelsey idly tugs at a strand of her hair.
I don't know what you mean by that. Of course this town is safe.
Well, apparently, people have been going missing. I got pulled aside and interrogated by some cops, all because no one knew me. It's just a little worrying.
Oh, the kidnappings. Everyone calls them kidnappings. But it's not even official. The victims could just be going on a synchronized vacation for all we know.
She laughs awkwardly at her own joke before her smile softens in the face of your worry.
I've heard it's nothing major. This town hardly sees crime, usually.
You just got robbed by a bunch of teens yesterday.
We've got a great police force. Just forget about the time they arrested civilians for a week straight.
Ugh.
No, that was pretty terrible. Who randomly arrests someone for staying their store is closed?
That didn't happen to Kevin, did it? You rub your neck when you feel the tension in the shop weighing on you. Good thing I didn't move in that week, huh? Thankfully, Kelsey pauses her rant to giggle at your comment.
That's a good one.
I just got here. I'm already in jail.
Well, maybe it's a good thing you showed up now.
She twists the ring on her finger, tone turning solemn as her gaze drops down to the countertop.
It's been a while since, a decent person came to the shop.
Aw. She looks like she wants to say more, but doesn't. Kelsey pauses for a moment, taking a moment to look around the store. When she doesn't see a line behind you, she meets your gaze again.
Well, anyway, is there anything I can get you? Anything at all?
Nerds gummy clusters! Say something clever or actually buy some? I kinda wanna actually buy something. Good question. I've been meaning to pick up some more stuff from here, but I'm not sure what to choose.
That's alright. Here, I'll show you what we have in stock for today.
Ooh, buying stuff? Where's the... Ooh, cringe. Yummy. Skits? Oh wait, is there like some RPG-ness in here? It says sell unwanted items in exchange for cash. This place has a weirdly lenient policy on selling old candy. Workers here will gladly buy sweet items from you while on the clock. Really? Let me get some of those bugs, nutzag, and some cringe. Candy's so good it makes you wince. And some cringe. That's all. That'll be it for me. See you later, Kelsey.
Take care now. Thanks for stopping by.
Cute. Let's go to police station. After what you saw through the Candy Club's window yesterday, you figure speaking to those policemen again is a smart idea after all. Being stalked is a good reason to make a report, so hopefully they won't be upset by your intrusion. Sleek, glassy buildings stretch far beyond the quiet street, the tinted windows mirroring yourself and the occasional car roaring past, reflecting off dark glass panes. After making a final turn, you notice a familiar police car parked in front of a tall, dark building with navy blue accent colors. Yeah, the shotgun car that almost ran me off the sidewalk. Upon further inspection, there's someone sitting in the back of the vehicle. Whoever cuffed them seems to have forgotten something, or rather, someone. Aww. As you step closer, the person in the back seat locks eyes with you, their expression full of fear. Aww. They look at you like a kicked puppy, silently begging for freedom. No, I'm sorry, honey, I'm not authorized to do that. I'll tell them you're in here. I'll tell them you're in the car, though. Freeing the blonde did cross your mind, but you couldn't risk going to jail so soon. A safer option would be to notify someone at the front desk. just hop right up and let a criminal out of a police car. Turning away from the car, you push open a heavy glass door to let yourself inside. The inside of the building is noticeably different compared to the outside. Lice. Dull beige walls and other muted colors greet you upon entering. It looks rather gloomy, but to be fair, a police station isn't meant to be a very calming environment to begin with. Aww. The receptionist is brutally tapping away at an old computer when you approach him. You stand behind the counter, patiently, waiting for an opportunity to speak. but he doesn't seem to notice you there. Excuse me. His neck snaps as he turns to face you.
What do you want?
Be polite. Be polite. Be polite. Excuse me, there's someone outside, trapped in one of the police cars. I'm worried they've been in there for a while.
Oh yeah? What did they do to get put in there?
I don't know, but they seemed...
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. If they're so uncomfortable in the back of a cop car, they shouldn't have put themselves in that situation.
Isn't that saying about going to jail? Getting locked in a car isn't doing time. They've been in that thing for hours at this point, maybe even days. The receptionist continues to glower. The infinite wrinkles in his forehead only multiply as he narrows his eyes at you.
I doubt our officers would be so irresponsible as to let that happen.
Well, I can show you myself if you don't believe me. With a grunt of effort, the man stands. Once he's finally out from behind the desk, he shakes a cobweb off his coat. How long has he been sitting there?
Fine, but if this is some kind of practical joke, I'll get you.
No, don't get me. Wait, what does that mean?
You don't want to find out.
Maybe I do. You point in the direction of the vehicle, only to notice that...
It's empty.
What? But...
There's nobody in there.
What? But...
As expected. A total waste of my time.
Or was it a ghost? They were right there, I swear.
Then where are they now? Did this handcuffed criminal just magically disappear?
Maybe.
I'm not going to indulge this any longer.
Well, fine. Maybe I should let him out next time. Listen here, you. You quickly peek through the windows of the car, hoping that the mysterious person is just hiding below your line of sight, but no such luck. They're gone without a trace, like they were never there to begin with. Was it the ghost of someone who died in the back of a police car? If they escaped, good for them, but now you look like an idiot. By the time you've made sure the person has truly disappeared, the receptionist is already gone. Only a little discouraged by this, you head back into the station as well. With the door now closing softly behind you, you find yourself face to face with a firearm pointing directly at you. Hi!
Put your hands up! You're under arrest!
Listen here, Peanut. Jesus Christ!
Just joking!
Don't joke like that.
What the heck? You can't just point your gun at...
After leveling a glare at his partner, the glasses-wearing officer decides to insert himself into the conversation.
Say, what was your name again?
L'Espoir? It's Espoir. Didn't I tell you yesterday?
I'm more of a nickname type of guy myself.
The officer taps the brim of his hat as he gives you a smile.
But I won't forget your name again, Sugar Cube. And that's on my oath as an officer.
Hey, only Applejack calls me Sugar Cube. He totally just forgot your name again, didn't he? That reminds me, I don't think you've gotten a chance to introduce yourselves properly yet. There's no time like the present.
That's true. Most folks here call me Captain, but Shotgun Man here calls me Kappa.
Shotgun Man?
Shotgun Man! You'll be seeing that name in the papers soon. I've got the highest record for arrests in the whole police department.
Why is your name Shotgun Man? Why are you called that? Is that what's on your birth certificate?
Wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, I wish. My mom and pop could never come up with something that cool. I actually named myself.
Once he found out folks were calling me Captain after my promotion, he thought we needed to match. To be honest, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you get to be called Captain since you're the captain. Chief is chief because he's the chief.
And you're called Shotgun Man because you're a total badass. I'm sorry about my partner. It's nice to see you. How have you been? What have you been up to?
All things considered, I'm doing fine. The two officers seem far less high-strung than they were yesterday. Perhaps it's safe to actually make proper small talk. I went to Boys and Grills. I saw an absolute cutie pie there. Yesterday, I went to this place called Boys and Grills. I wasn't expecting to luck out so much on my first day here, but they've got great stuff.
I just love their food. The fries are my favorite. The owner is a little scary, though. He's too tall.
Him big, ain't he? Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're just too short.
Ha! You gonna let him say that to you, Peanut? Scary? Who's the owner, then?
He's hard to miss. Big guy with an even bigger smile. Usually wears a cook's uniform. Never seen without the cap on during work hours.
He's a noir, too. Can't forget that.
Kappa? What the hell is a noir?
Is it not obvious? Someone with black hair. Blonde, brunette, noir.
Oh, is that a thing? I'm 38 years old. I didn't know that's what they called people with black hair.
That makes no sense. Just say he has black hair. You don't have to speak French about it.
What can I say? I'm a man of palpable prose.
I was right in calling them collective heads of knuckle.
You're a pain in my ass is what you are.
While the bickering continues, you're given a moment to consider what you've been told. Big guy with an even bigger smile, a fry cook's uniform, a noir, whatever that means. Based on these descriptors, it's easy to see that Shotgun Man is referring to Bob. Maybe he's not so friendly to everyone he meets, and you're a special case. Or maybe you're just making vast leaps in logic. You've only known him for a day or so, after all. I went to the candy club. There's some teens going around stealing candy. Did you know about that? I went to the candy store and ended up witnessing a crime.
Huh? And you didn't report this? Go to the front desk to submit a witness report as soon as you can.
Yeah, so we can find out who did it and cuff them.
I mean, I don't know how comfortable you'd feel arresting some kids. The more boisterous of the pair laughs and slaps a fist against his chest.
Kids? No problem. No one's above the law.
Ah! His partner slaps the back of his head and ignores the pained yelp he lets out.
Let me guess. A trio of punk teens stealing candy.
Actually, yeah, I take it you're familiar with them.
Unfortunately.
I assume that means they've been caught before then.
Caught? Caught? Those rascals are the furthest thing from slick. Of course they got caught.
But anytime they get booked, their parents swoop in and chastise us. Since they're so young, we've got no choice but to release them after an hour or two tops.
Discipline is important. A little arrest never hurt anybody. Sometime in the slammer would scare them straight. Hey, S, hey, P.
Calm down, Peanut. And then I wandered aimlessly. So I finished unpacking and wandered around, but that's about it.
That's understandable. I wouldn't do much if I didn't have friends either.
Wait. Do I not get the option to tell them I was being followed?
They don't mean that. Although I do hope you have someone to spend time with.
Hopefully he's not too busy.
If not, well...
He winks, gesturing to the rest of the police station behind him.
You know where I'll be.
Return fire or decline... No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, maybe if Bob wasn't in this game, but sadly, I don't like the fact that I'm pointing a knife at you. Sadly, you're kind of outmatched. You quickly shake your head, making it clear that you're not interested. No thanks. Exploring on my own has worked just fine so far.
Really? I mean, if you insist.
Let them be, Kappa. If they want to wander around and get caught by some evil kidnapper, so be it.
I can defend myself just fine, you know.
We'll see about that when the time comes.
Aw.
Don't say I didn't warn you when you're phoning the feds because you need a hero.
Don't be rude. being new doesn't mean they're totally helpless. If you change your mind, don't hesitate to let us know. Like I said, we usually hang out here when we're not on patrol.
Let's just hope the next time you see us, we won't be putting you behind bars!
I don't know. I get pretty horny. Sometimes I might end up in horny jail. I might flirt with Bob a little bit too much. He'll put me behind bars.
And don't worry about Shotgun Man. He's all bark, no bite.
Yes, but does he shoot?
I'm all blam and no bite, baby!
Ah! Also, I saw some creepy guys watching me from the window. They had, like, hoods and stuff. I was having a good day yesterday, but something strange happened at night. The policemen freeze, their postures becoming rigid. You continue to talk. While out and about, I noticed something watching me. I'm probably just paranoid, but I thought you two should know. A look of dread looms over them. Peanut? Peanut? One of them clearing their throat before managing to find the right words.
Did you see what they looked like?
You what? What are you thinking? Going alone to dangerous places when there's trouble afoot? Make a friend and bring them with you, so you've got a safety buddy.
Okay.
I swear to God, this friggin' Shotgun Man's gonna be the friggin' death of me.
Captain turns to glare at the other, mumbling a quiet curse to himself before quickly turning back towards you.
They're just worried about you, pal. You're not in any danger, just on edge like the rest of us.
Okay.
Listen, if you ever get an actual description of what this something looks like, come back and file a report as soon as you can.
Okay.
Until then, there's not much we can do but offer obvious advice.
While being able to make a report would be nice, you'd have to be close enough to see any details. Dangerously close. You'll have to decide if it's worth the risk. The policeman paused for a moment as Captain looks expectantly at his partner.
Hey, by the way...
Shotgun Man seems sheepish as he shifts uneasily in place.
Sorry about yesterday. I know Kappa already apologized, but maybe you're not as much of a criminal as I thought you were. I've still got my eye on you, though. So, no funny business. Got it?
There may be shenanigans, but there will be no funny business. Captain looks amused by his partner's attempt at an apology.
It's been nice having a proper visitor around the station. Feel free to drop by anytime.
Oh, hey, that was you guys' car that a person was in the back of.
If you need help, or
if you spot any criminals out there, you help us out, and we'll return the favor. Capiche?
Can you please stop aiming your firearm at me, sir? All right, I understand. The offer is an interesting one, though you may or may not accept it. The two officers seem relatively harmless, but that doesn't mean things can't take a turn later on. Hopefully you're free of any more spooky encounters. As the conversation with the cops reaches its conclusion, you depart from the duo with a wave and a promise to chat again in the future. Hopefully y'alls won't be arrestin's me. Stepping outside, you're briefly blinded by the slowly setting sun. The town is bathed in rays of glittering gold and radiant red. As beautiful as the sight is, a sinking feeling settles in your stomach as you recall the words of the officers from the day prior. Missing people, potential murders or kidnappings. Perhaps it would be best if you avoid staying out too late, just in case anything might happen. Hastily walking away from Boys and Grills, you rush through the streets and make your way back to your home. Oh dear, I like the shape of that shadow. Your eyes flicker from side to side, watching as the encroaching shadows steadily draw closer. By the time you finally remember to look in front of you, it's already far too late to stop yourself from bumping into the person that suddenly appears before you. Wham! Dazed, you fall to the ground and scrape your hands against the pavement. Old wounds are reopened and stinging pain shoots up your arm before the sound of a familiar voice soothes it away.
Nice running into you again. But you didn't need to make it so literal.
Bob sounds a bit more tired than earlier, probably due to working all day. He holds out a calloused hand for you to take, giving you the option to accept it or not. Take his hand. You accept it, feeling the rough palm beneath your fingertips before carefully being pulled upward. The warmth of his hand seeps into you as he sets you back on your feet.
Sorry about that. I hope your landing wasn't too rough. That looked like quite the fall there. Anything else need patching up?
I don't think so. While your palms still stung, they aren't actively bleeding, and the bandage you got from Bob earlier is still holding on. Why? Do you still have some on you?
Maybe. But if I keep bumping into you like this, I'll need to invest in some more. Being a klutz is a dangerous habit.
While the conversation briefly captures your attention, the shadows encroaching around you serve as a good reminder as to why you were rushing home in the first place. That's sweet, but hopefully I don't need them. Anyways, I have to head home since it's getting late.
Well, I could tag along if you want. I'll probably be staying out for a bit anyways.
Yep, and the policeman said I need a moving buddy, so staying out at this hour and with people going missing? He's strangely at ease about being out late, although it almost makes sense. Bob is a local and knows how to get around. Meanwhile, this is only your second day in town, and you barely know the main streets. Well, we're accepting his hand, and we're accepting the walk home. What could possibly go wrong? It would be nice to have some company, and you'd get to talk to him some more. You could always ask him some questions about the town. The butcher draws closer to your side, his shadow briefly overlapping yours thanks to the setting of the sun. His pace slows to match yours as he lumbers along beside you. Initially, you're both quiet as you walk together, but you decide to strike up a conversation just in case things get awkward. So... Oh no, things are already awkward. Do you like Hatsune Miku? Do you like Vocaloids? Aw. Fortunately, the sound of Bob's laughter breaks up the silence. His amusement is infectious. It's almost like I really was ranting about Vocaloids to him.
I'm surprised to see you again so soon.
It's not like I'm stalking you or anything. Surprised in a good way or a bad way?
A good way, of course. I enjoyed our chat earlier, and I was hoping I'd get to speak to you again.
The same goes for you, but I have more questions to ask about the town, and maybe some other stuff, if that's all right. Bob nods. What's your work like, buddy? I hope the customers were nice to you after I left. It looked pretty hectic in there.
You don't have to worry about it. I've never tolerated folks with nasty attitudes hanging around, and I never will.
Even with the smile present on his face, there's an air of something else radiating off him. Perhaps it's some sort of passive aggressiveness from years in the service industry. Oh, that's good to hear. Sensing the change in your tone, Bob sighs and sends a more genuine smile your way. Any special events going on soon? I'm curious whether anything special happens around here. You know, like festivals or fairs.
Halloween's always the biggest draw around here. All sorts of folks participate, adults and kids. And yours truly, of course. The promise of candy brings most people out, and while I don't blame them, I do think there's something far more important than candy. Something really worth celebrating.
Bob pauses before leaning closer to you, looming above you thanks to the height difference between the two of you.
Fear.
Why do you have to say it like that, sir?
Halloween's a time when the lines between the natural and supernatural are blurred. Lingering spirits roam the streets, haunting whoever crosses their paths, and all other kinds of ghouls stir up trouble wherever they can.
He grows quiet once more and seems to be deep in thought. After a moment, he chuckles and shakes his head.
Did you know one of the main reasons why people love celebrating Halloween is 'cause they love to feel fear?
That tracks. That's understandable, I guess.
Some use it to get all cozy with what scares them. Others embrace the terror they feel. It's a pretty complicated holiday, but that's what I love about it.
It certainly sounds like quite the event, with how he'd had described it. I'm just imagining little Bob when he's like little and celebrating his first few Halloweens. Aww. And perhaps that can be something for you to look forward to as well.
There's also some local events every so often. Festivals, little street fairs, and the like. I think one might be happening soon. Although, I can't remember the date.
You make a mental note of this. Maybe that's something you'd be able to do in the future, once you've figured out when it's happening, of course. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'd love to see what this place is like on Halloween.
Well, it certainly gets crazy.
Hey, at least people actually trick-or-treat. Ask about other diners and restaurants in town. So, I really enjoy the food at your diner.
And I'm glad you do. Everyone at Boys and Grills does their best to serve top-notch food, alongside top-notch service.
Oh, he's beaming, chest puffed out with pride as he talks about the diner. Though you haven't known him for long, it's obvious he's proud of Boys and Grills' reputation, which makes the exact nature of your question all the more heartbreaking. And I was kinda curious if you knew about anywhere else to eat. Immediately, he wilts. Oh no, baby, I didn't mean it like that. That spark of joy promptly extinguished by the brutality of your question. Slumping forward and staring at the ground, several moments of pure silence pass before Bob finally speaks up.
But my food's the best. You don't need to know about anywhere else.
Oh no, yandere restaurant owner Bob Velseb, you'll eat my burgers and only my burgers. Which I'd be alright with, because I like Bob's burgers. Oh, he's sulking. Oh no, I hurt the baby. Bob, what about diversified dietary options? I can't live off of burgers forever. Your objections only seem to make Bob more disgruntled. Each word you speak causes his brow to furrow, and his arms cross defensively as he kicks at the pavement beneath him. Every so often he glances over at you, seeing you still staring up at him. His tense posture begins to soften and come undone under the weight of your gaze. With a grumble of extreme reluctance, he finally answers your question.
There is another place that just opened up. A pizzeria or something. They think they're so special with their fancy dancing robots. You can't hide your garbage food using cheap gimmicks like that. It just ain't right.
Aww. As his tirade continues, you notice that his eyes seem to have taken on a cyan hue. What? Was there something about a pizza place in the Spooky Month videos? I don't remember. It looks like you might have made a mistake by asking that question. Wanting to hopefully brighten up his mood, you decide to change the topic to something more lighthearted. So, I've noticed you hum a lot, and it's always a specific tune. Is there a story behind that? The distress in his eyes seems to vanish as he thinks about your question. Although his smile is still absent, he looks less upset than he previously was.
It's a favorite song of mine. A catchy tune. Although, most folks at Boys and Grills don't like when I sing it too much.
The conversation comes to a halt at this point, both you and Bob falling silent. By the way, I'm sorry about...
Don't worry about it. You shouldn't have something that ain't good enough for you.
You're good enough for me, Bob.
Diversifying food is great and all, but don't forget about the importance of quality eating.
Gotta get some kale in there, it's good for your colon. Perhaps it's a trick of the light, but you swear you can see a bit of drool leaking out of the corner of his mouth. I was gonna say maybe he's blushing, but no, he's drooling, Bob! You don't get the chance to mention it before a quick wave of his hand wipes it away.
We wouldn't want you getting sick from the garbage they serve around here.
Oh. As his voice trails off, he sighs and shakes his head. Thankfully, that intense look in his eyes is now fully gone as he gazes at you. I'm sorry I brought up other food, Bob. Unfortunately, your conversation is forced to come to a halt as you find yourself and Bob in front of your house. Looking over at your temporary companion, you smile at him. Don't you go getting kidnapped, Bob. Don't you let somebody pick you up and put you in their trunk. I'll find you. You be safe, even though he's probably the danger here. Thanks for walking me back to my place. I really appreciate it.
It's no problem. Wouldn't want you getting lost or anything. I don't want to lose my newest customer after all.
His words are punctuated by a wink.
Or a potential friend. Sweet dreams, darling.
You've
Have
made a
good
good
night.
impression on Bob. Wait, what was that? Say that again, Bob, please.
Or sweet dreams, darling. Have a good night.
Okay, I'll stop. I probably won't stop. You wave as he walks away, streetlights flickering on as Bob passes by them. Faintly, you can hear him humming that same strangely familiar tune you had previously spoken about. Worn out by your long day spent out in town, you slowly open your front door and step inside. The darkness from outside follows you as you enter your home. You leave the front door open and allow the rays of moonlight to illuminate the room. Strange. It seems as though you had forgotten to leave a light or two on before heading out earlier. You close the door, the sound of it shutting echoing around you. Keeping a hand on the wall, you make your way over to where you recall the light switch being. Take your phone and turn the flashlight on. I don't like that I got the chance to flip it. No lights. Ah, crap. Flip it again. This would be a great place to put a jump scare. Despite your failed attempts, you flick the switch a couple more times and get nothing in response. Did the power go out earlier? Is that why the lights aren't working? Bob, come back! But the streetlights are on outside. So why in the world is there no electricity? Has someone cut the power? Is someone in the house? Better not be! The sudden intrusive thought shoots through you. It mixes with your memories of popular horror movie tropes, especially ones that make people scream at the screen in frustration. Let's see how to not be a dummy in this situation. You shake your head to rid yourself of the encroaching paranoia. It's just a dark room. You'll be fine. You pull out your phone and check the battery. It's low, but enough for you to use the flashlight for just a little while. Now that clearly isn't me. I keep my phone, at least above 50 at all times, even if I have to carry a battery pack with me. Maybe you can get to the bottom of this. Oh, that's neat. Ah, that's hot. And terrifying. Alright, anything suspicious? Where's that mannequin? Hello? Is someone there? Did I pick the wrong choice, right off the bat? No response is uttered by the watchful shape. Oh, it's okay. It's just the shadow. We're fine. After standing there like a fool for quite some time, you wonder what to do about it. Get a closer look, keep away, flirt aggressively. That's what I would do. Let's keep away from it. Darkness dances around the figure, picking up speed as you step uneasily away from it. The thing itself remains still, watching, waiting. The sun is shining? Alright. If you ignore it, perhaps it'll leave. Leave? No, I just... The blackout intensifies the soft moonlight. Your curtains are open just enough to let a little shine through. Unfortunately, the light isn't strong enough to illuminate anything in particular. What's going on there? Nothing but your precious beanies sit up there. Oh wait, hold on. I think I messed up. Because the pinpoints are here, but the picture is still here. Let me just go back a little bit. Yeah, I think I messed up a little bit. This is a demo, it's okay. My precious beanies sit up there. Well, they're nice to admire. It's too dark to do that right now. You should look for something useful. What useful thing to... Here, picture frame. Let's bash him with the picture frame. You don't recognize the man in the picture. His face is obscured by the darkness surrounding it. Oh, nice. So, what does the FNAF thing say? It's a little bunny, staring at you, judgmentally, in the dark. So there's a dude over there. I assume it's a dude. Do I got anything useful in my nightstand? The drawers draw you towards them with the promise of potentially helpful items. There's only clothes in here. I'll throw a bra at him. I'll swing it around like a lasso. Anything in here? The silhouette of the lamp beckons you with the promise of an extra light source. You make your way over to it, carefully holding a hand out in front of you so you don't bump into anything in the dark. Soon enough, your hand makes contact with the cool, clammy base of the lamp. Your fingers skim the surface as you try to find the switch to turn it on. Actually, does your lamp have a switch? What? Using your phone, you scouted for any sign of the switch, or a cord to pull. Even with the extra visibility, you can't find anything to turn the lamp on with. No new source of light for you, then why do I have the thing? Gosh dang it, me. Throw a pillow at him. A lack of proper sleep from the night before could be making this harder than it needs to be. Sleeping it off would be for the best. When you wake up, hopefully the sun will be illuminating your room. Wait, no, I don't want to lay down yet. I want to look at the shadowy figure. Oh, all right. Taking your own advice, you turn to your bed and lay down. Getting any rest feels impossible. Despite your tired state, anxiety continues to eat away at you. Bob, help! Even being troubled feels exhausting, and your eyelids begin to grow heavy as your consciousness fades to black. I better not wake up with a knife in my chest. When you come to, you're met with a familiar plague of darkness swallowing your room. Trying to remember your dream, if you even had one, that is, proves to be an impossible task. You pull out your phone and check the time. Only an hour has passed since you laid down. So much for good rest. Hey, that's a pretty nice nap. The roof of your mouth is dry, and your body is uncomfortably hot. It's an irritable feeling, to say the least. Go for a stroll? Maybe not. Investigate? Stay indoors. Well, it's late, so we should definitely stay indoors. But then again, I like investigating. And going for a stroll is right out. Let's investigate. There's no doubt about it. Something is off. The odd power outage combined with the things you've seen adds up to a whole lot of unanswered questions. Maybe it's time to head outside. What? No, that's exactly what I don't want to do. A sensation of uneasiness lingers, and your fingers shake with pent-up energy. Bright stars decorate the sky above the drops of glowing paint, and you're hit with cold night air as soon as you open the door. I don't want to be out here. There's the thing. The silence you're met with is calming, with only your thoughts to keep you company. You attempt to clear your head. Your attempts are so intense that you nearly miss a glimpse of something moving out of the corner of your eye. The silhouette of a person, hiding just out of sight. I can't see it, and that bothers me. Curiosity gets the better of you. Foresight forgotten, with the breeze hitting your cheeks. The red sweater they're wearing is startlingly vibrant in the darkness, and you're hit with a sudden urge to touch it. What? Beckoned by the fabric, you take one final step closer and approach the building's corner. Oh, hi. You hesitate for a moment. Perhaps this isn't the best idea. Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, no! Oh, no! But it me, your friend. I wouldn't know that, though. Oh, no! Cool. Ah, that was so cool. It went from cutscene to gameplay. Developers, that was cool. That was hot. I like that. That was skillful. It's cliche to say, but in that swift moment, your life flashes before your eyes. Oh, if only I spent more time with Bob. Time slows as you consider your options. Are there quick time events? There has to be something you can do. Flirt aggressively. Fight. Flight. Freeze. Where's flirt? Come on, don't be cowards. Put flirt aggressively there. Well, knowing me, I would save my game. And then freeze? That's my normal reaction. Your body is rigid against his. I'm sorry that my mind is straight in the gutter. Just down in the gutter. Your body is rigid against his, a strong grip tarnishing any chance of getting away. Seconds draw on for what feels like minutes, all while you stand in place like a deer in headlights, silently pleading to be let go. In a mere moment, the red devil has reduced you to easy prey. Well. Ouch! Hey, rude. Even after he's pushed you away, the sensation of his blade against your neck lingers. Huh, I could have sworn I was gonna be... Oh... Hey, you come into this dark alley often? Man, I would be dead. I'd be dead so fast. A breathy chuckle fills the air, the devil looming over you with a mouth-watering grin as he steps back into the cover of night. Dancing with the devil. Encountered the red devil for the first time. Am I gonna meet him again? When you're sure he's gone, you scramble back to the relative safety of your home. You can't make a habit of freezing. There's no telling if you'll ever get this lucky again. Thank you for playing. See you in Chapter 2. Woohoo! Now hold on a second here. Hold on a second there. Could that have gone any differently? I still don't know why there isn't a flirt button. What if I fight? That's not gonna end well. Put 'em up. This encounter is a heaping serving of heck no! Fluff this town. Fluff this power outage, and fluff this serial killer. I'm trying, game. I'm really trying. I'm sorry. Those cops are gonna come back and they're gonna put me in horny jail. You can hardly move, but maybe you can bite him if you're quick enough. Yeah!
Be a good lamb, and keep your mouth shut for me. Can you do that?
Why you gotta say it like that? Sir? Why you gotta say it like that, sir? Dang it. I didn't get the chance to introduce him to my incisors. The devil stares at you, studying your every move. He lets out a breathy chuckle, leering down from above with a mysterious, hungry grin. Your body trembles from where you now lay on the ground as you watch the devil back away into the darkness. Also, that theme right there, I didn't catch what the song was called, but that's hot. I like that song. I like that. That's hot. Flight. I don't think I can run in this situation. I am assuming that all of these end in the same thing. So what if I try to run? Terror and despair shoot through you. What to do? Maybe you can scream for help, then take your chance to run.
Be a good ma'am, and keep your mouth shut for me. Can you do that?
Alright, so so apparently you do survive, chapter 1, so that's nice. Is there anything I could do differently? Instead of apologizing for the slow order, I don't think it was that slow. What if I don't say anything like a normal person? Actually, never mind. That'll be it from me.
If you say so.
After a nod of acknowledgement and a winker thrown your way, Bob turns around and heads back to his place behind the counter. Once he makes himself comfortable, he doesn't even seem to remember you're there. Aw. What if I leave her alone? She's doing her work. I don't want to bother her. I'm just exploring the town. Don't mind me.
Oh, a window shopper. Fantastic.
What? I just can't be buying candy willy-nilly. You walk past her and the mess she was cleaning. The candy selections are limitless. Sour lemon candies, sweet gummy sharks, ooh. Even spooky lollipops that look like pumpkins and skeletons. Oh yeah, where are the boys? Where are the little baby boys? Has she met the boys yet? How much is the candy here? Though your question is polite, she clearly is still a bit irritated about the mess.
We charge by the pound or by specific packages.
You browse the displays with attentive eyes, eventually reaching for a bag of mixed candy and placing it on the counter. She lets out another huff, outright dropping the broom before making her way to the cash register. Aww. Silently, she rings up your order. You glance back over at the mess that is still scattered across the floor. So, what happened, if you don't mind me asking? Kelsey grumbles under her breath and harshly punches the cash register, taking out her frustration on the cheap machinery.
Those brats happen, that's what. Can't even turn my back for a second before they come storming in and make me a mess of the place.
Aw. Dang, that sucks. Don't their parents scold them or anything? With a defeated sigh, she shakes her jaw at you.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Those kids have a tab thanks to their shenanigans, and one of their moms usually pays for it. Typically, she's the really rude mom, too.
Yeah, she's kind of a biscuit. You wince sympathetically. Well, if you're ever looking to hire a bouncer, just let me know. I can scare those kids off with these guns. Look at the muscle, look at the muscle. Ah, ow. Flexing as best you can, your joking display of strength manages to get a laugh out of Kelsey. No longer looking quite as downcast as she previously was, she smiles gratefully at you. I mean, that's not a bad idea to get a bouncer. So I go to this store called It's Sugar sometimes, and they've got like people standing at the door. So get yourself some candy bouncers.
Thanks for trying to cheer me up, and I might just take you up on that offer.
Yeah, I'll be your candy bouncer.
Also, is there anything else I can get you?
No, I'm good with just that bag of candy, but thanks for asking. The process of you paying for your snacks goes smoothly, although when Kelsey tries to give you your change, you shake your head. Keep it, and thanks for the awesome service.
Oh, well, thank you.
Aw, protect Kelsey's smile. As your interaction with the cashier comes to a halt, you take one final look around the store. You absolutely have to come back in the future. The collection of sweets is super impressive, and... wait. Something doesn't feel right. It feels like there's a cultist somewhere. Aha! Oh yeah, does anything different happen if I don't look up at the stars? No. Let's do everything but that. Oh yeah. So I didn't look up at the stars. What if I don't say anything? Your silence seems to stretch on to infinity. Blinking and breathing have both become long-forgotten needs. The world unravels around you as you slowly slip into an impossibly deep trance. Do I still wake up with my hands all mangled? Oh yeah, what if I be rude and call out to Bob? Not wanting to get caught up in the growing line of customers, you choose to stay off to the side and try to draw his attention. Not wanting to get caught up in the growing line of customers, you choose to stay off to the side and try to draw his attention. You cup your hands around your mouth and call out to him. Bob! Hey Bob! Bobby! No dice. Between the casual conversations and the orders being called out, there's no way Bob will be able to hear you. Deciding to change your method, you stand on your tiptoes to try to flag him down. Just hold up a gigantic paper sign that says, Bob! You flail your arms as best as you can in the hopes that you might catch his attention. Unfortunately for you, the only results of your bizarre dance are some concerned looks thrown your way, mixed with muffled laughter. It seems as though joining the line really is your only option. Oh, all right. I'm rude now. What if I don't shake his hand? You look between his face and his outstretched hand, but don't accept the gesture. After a second or two ticks by, Bob finally puts his hand down. He shrugs it off, seemingly unaffected by your reservation. It's great to talk to you properly. In any case, I'm Espoir.
Pleased to meet you. The name sure suits a face like yours.
Alright, what if I'm not an absolute creep and I don't say, I'm interested in you, Bob? What is it if I make up something random? What random thing do I make up? What is there to do here? Despite your so-called wandering, you haven't gotten a chance to actually learn much about this place. The movie theater, for sure.
Oh, that old place.
Bob closes his eyes as he fondly reminisces.
I haven't been there in a while, but they put on some great horror movies. Ooga Booga 2, The Booganin, is a personal favorite of mine.
The Booganing.
Best part is, they show reruns every fall.
Man, I just missed it. If I'd moved in about 3 months earlier, I would have been able to catch it.
I mean, it ain't too late. Surely you can buy a DVD or something.
I'd rather make it special. I haven't been to the movie theater here, so I'm planning to give it a try with a friend or two.
Oh? Have you already got some folks in mind?
A sudden wrench is thrown in your joking demeanor, and you fumble with your words. What I meant was, when I've actually made some friends here to go with, I want to give it a try. I just think it'd be cool. Now that you've said it out loud, it kind of sounds a little sad. I just got here. As if he doesn't even know the definition of the word, Bob's grin remains unwavering. He drums his fingers against the table, eyes alight with amusement.
If you ever need another person to join your little movie mission, you know where to find me.
Ooh, cinema sins. Ooh, we're gonna go see a movie today. Or at some point. A lull in conversation follows soon after your words. The silence is by no means tense, but as Bob starts looking around the diner, you're made painfully aware that it needs to be filled somehow. Hold on a second now. What if I say, I'm interested in your store, baby? Truth be told, this place left a pretty great first impression. In anticipation of what you're about to say, Bob shifts slightly in his seat. His previous exhaustion seems forgotten as his gaze locks directly into yours.
Is that so?
Oh, sure. It's a decent diner with good eats and even better customer service. What more could someone ask for? For a split second, Bob looks confused. When his shoulders slump, the confusion looks closer to disappointment. Is it because I called it decent?
Just decent?
Oh, if there's one thing Bob takes pride in, it's his burger shop. What? It's a compliment.
Now you listen here. Decent is just a fancy word for boring, and I ain't having that.
Alright, what about impressive? It's an impressive burger shop. His impassioned tone is far from subtle, and causes a few customers in other booths to throw looks your way.
What could I do to change your mind?
Change my mind? Bob, I told you that decent is a compliment. It's a good thing. He quickly shakes his head as he slams his hands down on the table.
I won't let that stand. Clearly you need to eat here more often.
After he takes a deep breath to collect himself, he speaks again.
Okay. Tell you what. If you promise to keep coming here and try more of the food we've got, I'll be sure to hand-cook every one of your orders myself.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It won't just be decent. It'll be excellent. Guaranteed.
You pause to consider his offer. The intent was never to incite such an eager reaction, but this is a victory either way. A straight-up personal invitation to return more than counts as a win. So you want to see more of me, Bob? You know what? You've convinced me. Unable to control his excitement and relief, Bob pumps his fist in the air.
Ha ha ha! I won't let you down, darling.
What if I say my favorite color is red?
Oh, same color as me.
And did you know that if red is your favorite color, it means you're driven and determined?
Really?
Yep, it even symbolizes passion and energy in many cultures.
Now you're just flattering me.
I really need to draw a picture of my boy Ashton and Bob hanging out. Because Ashton likes burgers, and Bob makes burgers, and Ashton's favorite color is red, and Bob's favorite color is red, and Ashton killed all his friends, and Bob will probably do the same thing.
Do you know any other facts?
You point at Bob's apron. It's also proven to stimulate your appetite, so it's pretty good that you wear it considering what you do. He looks down at himself for a moment, seeming to need a bit of time to process what you mean.
Ah, what I do.
Stop!
I'd like to think it's the food itself that stimulates customers' appetites. But if some tricky color magic helps, then I ain't about to complain.
Oh, it's far from tricky magic. We're wired to respond strongly to red. You can see it everywhere in nature, from venomous frogs to the blood running through your veins. So cool. Bob snickers at your enthusiasm.
Now that's an attitude I can get behind. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Red Robin, yum. Another natural pause forms in the conversation. Perhaps Bob's in awe of your fantastical fun facts, or maybe he's just a bit bored. Either way, he speaks up once more after a beat of silence.
Say, what do you think about Halloween? It's personally my favorite holiday.
Uh-oh. What if I lie? What if I tell the biggest lie in all of existence? Tell him I'm not a fan of Halloween. I'm not really into Halloween, actually. Exactly. A look of shock and confusion crosses his face, like you've just said a riddle. His hands, which had been placed on the table moments earlier, are now tightly clenched as he processes your answer. Bob, face-palming, was not the reaction you expected. That, combined with the distraught look he gives you as he lifts his head up, leaves you speechless.
How could you not? Who hurt you?
What?
Like, how could you not like Halloween? It's the season of spooks.
There's cute little ghosties everywhere.
Spooks, screams, and scares that leave folks trembling in fear. And the candy.
His eyes sparkle, stars swirling in a galaxy of darkness at the mere mention of the sweet treats.
There's so much to love about Halloween. I can't believe you don't like it.
Look, I had a really bad experience when I found an entire Rent set in a piece of candy, okay? It was very traumatizing. You always have to check your candy.
Consider me your official Halloween educator.
Oh.
I'm gonna fix you and get you celebrating the spooky season.
Hey, maybe this all worked out. Wait, hang on. He shoves himself upright, the lights above the booth casting a glow around him. With hands held high, Bob strikes what he seems to think is an inspirational pose.
Next time Halloween rolls around, you and I are gonna hit the road. There's a whole smorgasbord of sweets, Right for the taking.
You mean treating, right? Like trick-or-treating?
Of course. Wherever our treating travels take us.
How can I not love him? How can I not adore him? I love him. I love him so much. His voice trails off as he finally registers the dozens of eyes on him. Smiling sheepishly, he flushes and sinks back into his seat. Looking more than a little embarrassed, he scratches at his face.
Got you worked up there. Sorry.
Bob doesn't just love Halloween, he loves Halloween. I dare say you like Halloween more than I do. And I'm wearing my spooky dress. It's okay. I always like seeing people be passionate about things. The excitement's refreshing and sweet.
Huh. Sweet is a pretty nice word for it. I'm still getting you out and about for Halloween, though. There's no escaping that.
I would like that very much, Bob. I don't know whether to take that as a threat or not, but sure, I'll keep that in mind. Either way, we'd have to figure out what to do. What about trick-or-treating?
Trick!
Wait, what?
You asked trick or treat, and I said trick.
I didn't... That's not how it works.
Then why'd you ask me?
I was asking a different question. Bob breaks down laughing at the exasperated look on your face. He chortles, wheezes, and even has to wipe the tears from his eyes before finally getting his laughter under control.
Oh, come on. I couldn't help but mess with you a bit. Jokes aside, only kids trick or treat here. Unless you like getting weird looks from folks. I've tried. Trust me.
Just tell him you're a high schooler. A very, very big high schooler.
Once you reach a certain age, they just think you're trying to rob them.
Aww. As another lull in the conversation forms, you take a moment to stretch. Having sat down for so long makes your joints creak and groan, but movement is fairly effortless until... Pain! Because I'm 30. Aw, he does change the color of the bandage based on your favorite color. That's so cute. Pulling a reddish bandage out of his pocket, he reaches out and carefully takes hold of your hand, treating it as though it were made of glass. His intense eyes scan the injuries, pupils dilating at the sight of your blood. Your breath briefly catches in your throat at both the surprising gesture and the piercing gaze directed your way. I know I've read this already, I just really like this part. Bob? The sound of your voice seems to snap him out of whatever daze he's in. Alright, buddy, what if I do free the criminal? Gosh darn it. You quickly look around, checking to make sure there are no witnesses for the potential crime you're about to commit. Seeing that the coast is clear, you scooch over to the car door. Fumbling only the slightest bit, you yank it open, and the person in the back all but spills out.
Whoa!
They let out a yelp as they fall towards the ground, but before they slam into it, you manage to catch them.
Yo! You're a lifesaver. Thanks, dude.
Criminal question mark? No problem? It looks like you're still a little tied up. You gesture to their handcuffs.
Huh? Oh, I forgot about those. It's okay, though. The Rizmeister keeps spare keys in the glove box. Snag 'em for me? I'm pretty pleased with extra cheese.
Oh dear. Listen, it's already bad enough that I let you out. Rizmeister? What's this guy waffling about? They seem harmless, and they wouldn't have been left outside if they'd actually done anything bad, right? Fortunately, you find the keys after rummaging around, spotting them hidden away under some crumpled wrappers and receipts for a jolly meal. You slide out of the cop car, shutting the door behind you, and shuffle over to the still unnamed suspect. His name is Criminal Question Mark. You might as well change that since you're now partners in crime.
Hey, you found him. Real dope moment there, pal. Now if you could just
They wiggle their cuffs around before smiling at you.
handle this, we can both get out of here. And Dank Nuggies on me whenever you're free.
Dank Nuggies? This crime is looking up. Tempting, but there's something I'm more interested in. The name of my new partner in crime. They let out a relieved sigh as their easygoing grin makes a comeback.
Wow, you had me spooked there. An out-of-season spook for poor little Entity. So scary.
I don't know if that was a glitch or if you did that on purpose, but I also don't like the fact that your name is Entity. You take the time to introduce yourself to Entity. Might as well let them know who you are so you can cash out in on that offer of free nuggies. Unlocking the cuffs only takes a moment, and they eagerly rub their wrists. They then shut the handcuffs and gesture for you to give them the key. What are you planning on doing?
I figured I'd return them since I'm not using them.
Their tone is casual, borderline aloof. It looks like this might be a pretty regular routine for them. You shrug and pass them the cuffs. In no time, they open the car door, toss the items inside, and shut it.
Thanks again for the help, dude. You're pretty cool.
Still don't feel too good about it. You're welcome, and you too? Hey, you better be serious about those nuggies. They nod and flash you a grin.
Swag. Now I gotta scram before the Rizmeister and the Jolly Fry Boy find out you set me free. See you later.
Hey, maybe now I can get some headway with the old man in there to tell him there were some weird hooded people watching me. Entity waves at you before slinking away. As they progress down the street and vanish from sight, you realize something. How are you supposed to get your free nuggies if you didn't know where to find them? They didn't give you a number, an address, or anything. Had you been scammed? Heartbroken over your nuggetless state, you turn your attention back to what you came here for. You can look for Entity another time. I don't like that his name is Entity. With the door now closing softly behind you, you find yourself face to face with a firearm pointing directly at you. All right.
Put your hands up! You're under arrest!
All right. I mean, if you can't do the crime, don't put the time. Yeah. Jesus Christmas.
Just joking!
What the heck? You can't just point your gun at...
What if I lie? Without giving it much thought, you blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Poopastinka? I'm Poopastinka. Come on. It's a great joke, the pinnacle of humor, and you're expecting the officer to either laugh or glare at you in disappointment. You're not at all prepared when he nods along.
Of course. I'll remember that next time we talk.
What?
Ha! That name fits you almost too well!
What? As you flounder around the realization that you may be stuck with the name Poopastinka for the rest of your days, the officer continues speaking. Shotgun man? Yeah, why do they call you? Oh no! My name is Poopastinka! Alright. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Poopastinka.
Shotgun man!
Well, I guess I can't call him Peanut no more. So, I finished unpacking and wandered around, but that's about it.
That's understandable. I wouldn't do much if I didn't have friends either.
Aww.
They don't mean that. Although I do hope you have someone to spend time with.
I do, but he's busy.
If not, well...
You know what? Return fire! Set cannons to Riz! Spending time with me, Are you offering to be my bodyguard?
Legally, I'm not allowed to agree to that statement. But I'm not disagreeing either.
Aww.
Getting a grand tour from the best cop in town? Your safety is more than guaranteed.
Oh.
You mean cops! Plural!
Oh no, is there going to be a poly route with these two?
Huh?
You didn't really think I'd let you waltz around with a potential criminal, right? Fat chance!
Shotgun Man pouts at his partner before outright frowning at you.
Either we're both showing you around, or neither of us will. And that's that.
Aww. Fine by me. Let's do it, boys. I wouldn't mind the extra company.
What? Really?
You made a good
Wow.
impression.
Nobody's ever agreed to my terms so readily before.
I mean, he's kind of cute. He's kind of cute in an overexcited way.
Real smooth, man.
I mean, what I meant was, perfect. Like Cap said, we usually hang out here unless we're on patrol. Come by and let us know when you're ready to go.
Can you guys walk me home in a few hours?
I'll even let you ride shotgun.
What?
Wait, no, my brain went into the exact wrong place. I don't want to ride shotgun. Man.
It's my seat!
You got to lay out your terms, so here are mine. Guests always get to sit up front, and you're not allowed to drive after what happened last time.
You don't know how hard it is to deal with rifle recoil in a moving car!
I don't, but our fender had to learn the hard way.
I also went to the candy club. Oh no. What if I don't accept his hand when I fall on the ground? What if I don't ask him to walk me home? No thanks, Bobby. I got it. Opting to not accept the offered hand, you stand up on your own. Bob takes a step back and watches. Once you're fully upright, he grins and scratches his cheek.
Good to see you back on your feet.
Cute.
That looked like quite the fall there. Anything else need patching up?
I don't think so. But my name is Poopa Stinka now. Reject his offer to walk me home. I'm good. While the company would be nice, you aren't exactly in the mood for it at the moment. Shaking your head, you decide to walk home alone. Bob doesn't seem too affected by you rejecting his offer, but his smile has gotten noticeably smaller. He nods in understanding while lifting a hand up to wave.
I guess I'll see you later then. Don't go tripping over things and hurting yourself again.
Tripping? Yeah, right. I wouldn't have fallen if someone didn't get in my way. Do you want me to fall for you that badly? Because I won't. Because I already have. Your teasing results in Bob's smile fully returning. He chuckles at your words.
Sure. I totally believe you.
Tee-hee-hee-hee. His words are laced with sarcasm, more playful rather than biting or mean. This banter carries on for several more minutes, each of you responding with your own quip or joke that makes the other laugh. Before you knew it, you were waving goodbye. I gotta head off now. Thanks for the nice chat.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Should I expect to see you at Boys and Grills tomorrow? Planning on being a frequent flyer?
Maybe, as long as you don't trip me again.
Clumsy. I better keep an eye out for you. And some bandages on hand just in case. Sweet dreams, darling. Have a nice night.
On that note, he turns and walks away, humming that same strange tune you had first heard from him back at Boys and Grills. In no time at all, he ducks into an alleyway, vanishing from sight and leaving you all alone. With the warmth produced by his presence now gone, the chill of the approaching night seems to draw closer. Trying your best to shake off your anxiety, you turn around and begin your journey back home. Only the echoing sounds of your footsteps act as your company as you return, and the trip is a swift yet silent one. As you pass through the once bustling streets, the lights of stores and houses begin to flicker on. There are still people out and about, but they move with an air of caution and uncertainty, worry and nerves causing the world around to become more subdued. Fortunately, you arrive home without incident, and, with a weary sigh, open the front door. Is it still all dark in here? What about this light over here? You run your hand up the side of the lamp, fumbling around for the switch. For a second, you think you see the light flicker, but it doesn't turn on. You click it again. Nothing. Dang it! It's as though the power really is out. What the heck? You part the curtains further and peer out into the darkened street. One of the street lights flickers, and your eye snaps to it. Ah! I saw that! Unconsciously, you lean forward as your eyes narrow. It looked like someone was standing beneath the lamp, their shadowy form just a bit too far away to clearly make out. Just, who is that? It takes you only a second to recover from the scare, but in that time, the figure seems to have disappeared. Strange. Was someone trying to prank you? Then again, it was entirely possible you might have just been seeing things. Remember what the cops said? You're probably just on edge, like everyone else. There's only one way to find out for sure. Head outside or wait, I'm not ready. Wait, I'm not ready! You have all the time to look around, do you? The outdoors aren't going anywhere, and apparently neither are you, for now. Why you gotta say it like that? I guess maybe the only thing we can do is go outside. Oh yeah, let's get a closer look at that mannequin. Hey, buddy. You bite the bullet before stepping closer to the figure and shining your light directly on it. When you inspect it up close, you can see it's just that haphazardly posed mannequin. You can recall it standing here earlier today, but not dressing it up. It's still looking at you, a hint of questioning behind its blank features. Bop it or check it? I kinda wanna bop it. Bop it. You wind up as far as you can, smacking the mannequin with all your on-edge might. It sways and bobs in response. You rest easy, knowing it can't hit back. Can it? Alright, let's head outside. Listen here, Buster. A sensation of uneasiness lingers, and your fingers shake with pent-up energy. Dang it, that leads me right to where I want to be. I mean, right where I don't want to be. Unless I missed anything important, I think that's all the choices I can make right now, all the things I can do right now. This is still a demo, there were a few bugs here and there, but this is a very solid game. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. I'm very excited to finally be playing it. Well, if you enjoyed this video, me and my many fictional husbands would appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, or interacted in any way that is comfortable for you. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.
Sweet dreams, darling. Have a nice night.